Welcome to the Wally Show precast, where we get to some of the stuff we did not have time to get to during the show today. Like North Korea, we didn't have time for this in news today. It's kind of a big story because North Korea continues to thumb its nose at the world now under the reign of Kim Jong-un, who was Kim Jong-il's son. And they just kind of do what they want to do, no matter what sanctions you put in place or what things you try to do to monitor their nuclear activity. They're like, well, we don't care. I mean, it's kind of freeing if you're Kim Jong-un. Like, the world leaders say, hey, we don't want you to do this. You go, I don't care. But they apparently tested a hydrogen bomb, which should concern people because they don't seem very stable.
Although some people think it's an atom bomb and not a hydrogen bomb.
Oh.
I don't know if that makes a whole lot of difference.
Not to me. No. Like, they're both bad.
Yeah.
They were saying that they thought that it was a hydrogen bomb, which has more power than a fission bomb, apparently. I did not know that. And they the big concern for this is that if this claim is true, that means that they are farther advanced in their nuclear capabilities than they were leading people to believe, or that inspectors felt that they were. And so that's the big concern, because again, they are not the most stable group of people.
Right. And they're very close to neighbors that they disagree with.
Yeah.
So.
And have zero problem trying to eliminate.
Right.
And they're not big fans of us either. So it'd be interesting. I remember years ago, there was Frank Caliendo does this great impersonation of Charles Barkley, which, Betty Rock, you love impersonations. You should work on your Charles Barkley impersonation. And they were having a conversation, and they talked about Kim Jong-un's father, Kim Jong-il, and it just always makes me laugh.
Chuck, how about that Denver defense?
It was terrible. I was just terrible. Their defense offended me. That's how bad it was. It was crazy. They need to be all over Kobe Bryant, just like we need to be all over Kim Jong-il. Kim Jong-il is nuts. He's going to blow up the world because he's a knucklehead.
Sure. But what would you tell the Denver Nuggets if you were coaching them at halftime?
Can I tell you got to shoot the ball? That's what you got to shoot the ball just like you shoot Kim Jong-il. I tell you, he's nuttier than a payday bar. You can't give a little guy with a little man complex a nuclear missile. That's crazy. That's a recipe for disaster, Kenny. Terrible. Crazy knuckleheaded terrible. That guy's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That tiny little bird on the cereal box is nothing compared to Kim Jong-il. He's a knucklehead.
Yeah. It's funny because this was years ago. We were right back where we started all those years again with him. So something isn't working with our foreign policy with regards to North Korea.
Well, foreign policy can't always control crazy.
Well, that's very true. That is very true. Although I guess that's why you get into military skirmishes. You try everything diplomatically first, but then when that doesn't work,
and I would say so far it is working because they haven't gone to war with anyone.
Well, they're still trying to figure it out because remember, he's a terrible knuckleheaded terrible,
yes.
And he's still trying to figure out how to actually do this. So we will stay on top of this story as much as we can because. Okay, we won't.
So sleep easy,
yes.
Knowing we are on it.
We are on the case. Nothing bad will happen tonight. All right, so one of the things we know a little bit about, though, is weight loss because we've all tried to lose weight at different times. Zach, you, I believe, are back on your program, correct?
Not really.
Ish? Because I smell them.
No, I had some this morning.
Okay, yeah, because you have these little packets of food things that you eat that I can smell.
Well, because I'm in that middle time, between after all the holiday craziness and we leave for Africa, and so I'm 10 days. Do I really want to do anything else?
Yeah, I started trying to lose weight, and then I'm like, we leave for Africa. I should be bulking up right now because the food is usually not all that great. And
the food is actually usually good.
Not to me.
It's impossible to eat well there because you can't eat produce,
right?
Because it could have been washed with contaminated water. So you basically are left with carbs and some meat,
right?
And so you end up just eating a whole lot of French fries and bread.
And when you do get chicken, it's very thin chicken. But I will say this, it's really strange because there's not all the extra hormones and stuff. I actually kind of feel better when I'm eating some of that meat.
It's all free range, all organic.
Oh, really? I just hate those labels. If they could just call it African chicken, then I would be fine. But I hate the term free range.
You once turned down chocolate peanut butter cups because they were made with organic chocolate.
It said organic peanut butter cup, and I turned it down.
And so you refuse to eat it.
100%.
Like it's a $4 piece of candy that you're just like, nope.
Yep.
Yeah, ew.
Because I have ethics and I have morals, and then when I believe in something so passionately, I'm going to stick to it. I think organic stuff is ridiculous. So Joy Behar, she actually, I'm curious, Zach, what you think about this. She talked about 4 food groups, kind of like a 4 food group cleanse on the Today Show to help people lose weight. One of them was white starch, so get that out of your diet, which is breads, like white
potatoes,
bread.
rice.
Everything I had for dinner last night, all in
Pasta.
one fell swoop. Yeah, oh my goodness, I'm having that tonight. So that's like, that's a big deal.
That's 90% of your
like if I
meals.
took that out, I'd probably lose weight a lot faster. But then I wouldn't eat, because that's all I eat.
Right.
So I would be in trouble. Fatty meats like chicken wings and hot dogs. Like,
I don't agree with that one.
Really?
No, because those are calories that actually make you full. Like the pasta and stuff, usually you have to eat more and more and more of it, and you're left hungry an hour later. But meat satisfies for a long time.
Okay, well, that's not bad. Sugary drinks.
Yes.
That's every drink I drink. And salty foods. That was the other category. And so you can talk about peanuts and even like things with more than 200 milligrams per serving of salt, I guess, is a bad thing. So
salt's bad if you already have high blood pressure, but I think the studies show it doesn't cause high blood pressure.
I like my new doctor. I went there the other day because, again, I haven't been feeling great, and I don't feel like I wouldn't normally go to a doctor for the way I was feeling, but where I was going to be getting on a plane to Africa, I want to make sure that I have medicine or whatever to get through that. And my blood pressure was 136 over 130.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, I was up there, and I'm like, so is that something to be concerned with? He's like, no, I think you're good.
Oh wow,
I love this guy.
Yeah,
yeah, he's awesome.
He doesn't believe in long-term patients.
Yeah, exactly. He's playing the short game. He just wants my copays for now.
He wants to be your friend right now.
Yeah, exactly. He said that he looked back at my chart though, and my last time was normal, and he's like, this could be an anomaly because you're sick. And I'm like, well, I've had a lot of sugar since then and fatty meats since the last time we talked. He's like, no, I think you're fine. You should be all right.
If Wally had to cut down his blood sugar, what would he have to do that?
That's a great question.
On his blood pressure or blood sugar?
Isn't that... Oh, wait. Was it your blood sugar or your blood pressure?
Well, I have a little bit of both probably going on. So, like, Zach, if you were to... Okay, I think what Betty's getting at is really smart. If you were to design say an eating regimen for my health, because you really have spent a lot of time on this and you actually know this and it's worked for you, what would you prescribe? And don't say vegetables.
But logical. Like, think of the person that he is.
Yeah, and something I could actually do.
That's the problem. To think of something that you would actually do.
That's the problem.
Is very tough because you really like carbs and sugar.
I know. Like I had, remember the other day when I was in your office, Betty Rock, and I had a stick of broccoli or a smidge of broccoli.
Yeah, you say stick. It was like a little bitty, what would you call it? I don't know.
Garnish.
A floret.
Not even a garnish. It was like a little piece of a garnish. But I ate it and it wasn't horrible. Like if I put a little salad dressing on it, I'd probably be all right. But that was in one of Joy Behar's food groups. A salad dressing had to come out.
I have been wanting to do a bit where every week we prepare one healthy dish for you to try, and then we post the recipe. I think that would be a good bit.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Do I have to eat it?
Yeah.
Like, do I have to eat it all once I taste it? Because I just can't. I have a gag reflex.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Because the things I've tried, like when people say I'm going to substitute this cauliflower for this pizza or whatever, like nothing of that has tasted good to me yet. And people trying to mess with asparagus and things like that, like it hasn't tasted to the point where I'm like, okay, it tastes enough that it's worth the health benefit to me.
But the problem is, like you have to value more how it makes you feel a day and a week later, than how it makes you feel in this instant when it's on your lips. Because
that's the thing. Like when you're trying to lose weight, you're right, because you have to sit there and think, okay, it's worth this not being satisfying because next week I'm going to look better. Like that's or feel better.
Yeah, don't even worry about the looks.
I do. That's all I worry about. I could care less how I feel.
And what's funny is I feel like we're kind of opposite on this part because I've told my mom in the past, like ever since I moved out, I feel odd having dinner at night and not having a vegetable with it.
Right.
So, I mean, I love like spinach, broccoli. I'm not crazy about asparagus. Love all kinds of potatoes, sweet potatoes too.
Oh, me too.
Green beans, corn.
Yeah, peas. I could do corn. I could kind of do peas, but they got to be soggy and filled with butter. And I could do potatoes and rice, obviously.
Yeah, none of those count as vegetables in my book.
Yeah, so that's the problem. So what about have you ever looked at Atkins before?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, because that one, you strip out all of the other goodness, but you're still I could have 3 hamburgers if I wanted to without the buns.
Without the bun, yeah. It's all you can eat meat and cheese. I mean, that's...
Oh, and cheese?
Oh, yeah, dairy stuff. I think you have to be... some dairy stuff if it has too much sugar.
But I could have a cheeseburger without the bun and be okay.
Yeah.
See that?
You couldn't have ketchup. You could have mustard.
Okay, I do like mustard.
Mayo.
Oh, and wow, yeah. this isn't bad.
I think so. I'm not an Atkins.
I would have to look at that because I'm curious why ketchup, because of the vegetable.
No, because of sugar.
Oh yeah.
No, you can eat all kinds of vegetables.
Okay. Yeah, I'm eliminating it because of the vegetable.
It's a vegetable.
Because of the tomato,
ketchup
right?
Is a vegetable.
That's what took it out was the tomato.
No, corn has and corn I don't think would be allowed because it's tons of sugar.
Right.
Peas are a lot of sugar.
Yeah, that's.
What about fruits? Because fruits
you'd have to be real careful of. I don't know if Atkins eats much. Maybe berries.
If you did fruits in small doses, maybe.
Yeah, raspberries you'd be okay with. Probably some strawberries and blueberries.
Because you could have a steak with a side of hamburger and a side of pork chop.
Covered in nacho cheese.
Oh my gosh, this could be
dip it all in sour cream.
This could be the greatest thing ever because I've done Weight Watchers before, and Weight Watchers I do think actually works. I lost 20 pounds with Weight Watchers, and it wasn't that bad. And I got to eat what I wanted. I just had to watch my points and stuff, and it really wasn't that bad.
I'm really curious what you would feel like if you got into it. Into a state of ketosis. That's what Atkins is looking for. Your body can basically it runs off sugar. But when you're out of sugar, I think kidneys have to convert your fat into energy.
I got plenty of that.
And so, and so.
What do you mean? Yeah, see,
No.
you didn't even flinch. Yeah, see.
I was saying, see, it could work for you.
I feel like such a girl.
Yeah.
But so if you cut out enough sugar, then all of a sudden your body has to burn its fat to make energy.
Oh, that's how it works?
Yeah.
See, that's what. Yeah, you know the science of all that.
And it changes how you feel very dramatically. You feel a lot
better?
more energy. Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good.
You feel more energy. You feel less hungry.
Because it's been my biggest thing. I felt with a big lack of energy and hunger. Those are the two things. If I could strip those two things out,
because flour, especially, there was a scientist once that said if he was to design a substance to make people overweight, it would be flour because not only is it a ton of empty calories, not only does it convert to sugar in your body almost instantly, but it increases your appetite so much, and so you just keep eating more and more and more and more.
Really?
So if you can cut that one thing out, you would be.
What is flour like? That's bread.
It's in wheat.
Cakes.
Yeah. So
it's in everything.
Yeah, it's flour. It's in pasta. It's
it's in basically everything you like. You take flour, you put an egg in there, some salt and some sugar, and you got something good. Well, there you go. Maybe we should each try a different thing and see how that works. I would look into the Atkins thing.
I think you could do that.
Yeah, I think I could. Like the other, I didn't really look into it enough, but I was like before a vacation, I started going, okay, well, instead for dinner tonight, I'm just gonna have 2 hamburger patties, and I didn't have all the other stuff, and that was
You drowned in ketchup.
I didn't do that much ketchup, but I did do a little bit. Yeah.
No, I think you could do it. I don't think I'd argue Atkins is a good long-term diet.
Okay,
but short term it can do some good stuff for you.
Really, I might actually try that because I still want to feel like I'm eating something, and I guess you could have seafood and stuff too.
Oh yeah, and the things that the 2 things that make you feel full are protein and fat, and so if you're just eating things that have protein and fat, you don't feel hungry and ravenous all the time. That's what flour does to you.
That's the thing. Like if you went out to eat and then you've got one of my go-tos is the Jack Daniel's chicken and shrimp at Fridays. Oh my goodness, it's so good. And
that sauce might have too much sugar in it.
It probably does, but if like an amended, again, I'm not ever all the way in, but an amended version of that, where if I have the meat and I don't have the soda and I don't have the bread and I don't have the mashed potato, shrimp is breaded. Darn
That'd
it,
be a problem.
I'd have to get the cooked one or the grilled one, which is okay.
Yeah, you could do it.
I'd miss that
You could totally
breading.
do it.
Yeah, I might could do this.
You don't miss bread as much once you cut it out.
Although you will smell bread, like Zach. Whenever anybody brings something good and they put it on the table in the studio here, Zach will walk over and you'll just see him bent over, smelling whatever it is.
That's just to affirm to myself that I am strong enough to resist.
You are stronger.
It's to stare it right in the face and say, I don't need you.
I think you're sneezing on it so that you have the last laugh as we all gorge ourselves on it and you just walk away giggling.
But I'm healthier because I have a good immune system because I'm not eating sugar all day.
Yeah, that's true too. I might get in on this. Betty Rock doesn't need to lose any weight. We actually need to bulk her up, so we're getting her protein shakes and gonna make her. I think I'll feel better if we just make her bigger. Like that will actually make me feel better. Yeah, that will make me feel good. Would you do that for me?
No.
Please?
Nope.
Make me feel better.
I don't care.
Wacky Pack Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Who's the one that's like, I don't want anything. I don't want anything. Wait, give me the family-sized tater tots.
I know. Oh, that takes me out of Wacky Pack Wednesday, though. I can't go do tater tots if I'm on Atkins. I'm on Atkins. I'll be off it in the next half hour. So, so Wacky Pack Wednesday is saved. Yay! All right, well, I guess we got to get on with the rest of the actual podcast here. Wacky Pack Wednesday is going to have to wait. And so on with that. This is the Wally Show, and a couple weeks ago we were talking about something on the show, the big butt. You know, kind of like where you give a statement and it's followed by a but that kind of undoes it, you know. And this guy Kevin sent me a really interesting email about that. He said, you know, I was listening to you guys talk about that conversation, and I was reminded how often that little word is used, like from your parents. I liked how you cleaned your room, but your bathroom is a holy disaster. Or at work, your presentation was really good, but your relationship with the team is suffering. And he says, though both sides of the conjunction may be true, the but clearly cancels out the first part of the statement in the mind of the receiver. Which, I mean, how many times have we all done that or had that done to us? You know, you're waiting for it. You're almost like when someone says something to you and you're like, but...
Yeah, once they do that, you can't even remember the first part of the sentence anymore.
Yeah, but here's where, he kind of flipped the script on it and had, a spiritual take on it that I thought, oh, my goodness, I'd never thought of it that way before, and I thought it was really good. He says, you know, almost always the word but takes away or tries to justify what it is that you were talking about in the first statement, but there's actually a great but conjunction in the Bible that I like to call the great eraser. It's from Romans 6:26. It says, for the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God, or the free gift of God, is eternal life in Christ Jesus our Lord. And he was like, thank goodness for what that small word actually takes away. Kind of does the opposite of what normally happens when we use the word but, and it has the saving factor, the healing factor at the end, which I just thought was kind of a cool perspective and gave me a little bit different way to look at that. This is the Wally Show, and you know, in life it's easy to get run down and kind of drained of your energy, and then you look for things to kind of bring you back to life. And I came across this list of things that drain people. And I'm curious, from Betty and Zach, what it is that drains them. On this list was number 5, physical or mental health issues. Like when you're sick, you just, there's nothing. You feel like you don't want to do anything. And it's weird, you can never make decisions based on that time because everything nothing matters when you don't feel good. Yeah, exactly. Your children can drain you, day-to-day chores, worrying and anxiety was number 2, and work. Because that's one of the things that most of us spend a giant portion of our days working, and so it definitely gets draining. But I'm curious what the other things are in life might be for you. Zach, what is it that kind of drains you of your energy?
I would say maintaining anything or anything that's repetitive.
Yeah.
Like those things that you just have to do all the time that...
Mow your grass.
Yeah.
Do you like that, or is that therapeutic? Because some people like mowing grass. I hate it.
Yeah, I used to. I hate it now.
Yeah.
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 But largely because I have to maintain my equipment. It breaks every time I mow.
You have had the worst luck
my
with
gosh.
lawnmowers, man.
Yeah.
Like, you can't keep one running.
No, I've spent more on lawnmowers in the last 4 years than it would have cost to have my lawn mowed.
Maybe it's you.
Yeah.
I used to be a professional lawnmower. Like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, apparently not.
Apparently not.
I know. I bought one lawnmower. I had it for 10 years, and took it in like twice to have it worked on or whatever.
Even I went and bought a brand new one last year, and I'd already been to the shop twice.
New ones aren't as good as the old ones. I'll tell you. Not to sound like an old man, and we're having lawnmower talk here, so I guess we
So
are.
bored right now.
We should both hike our pants up to our chest and sit out on a porch and talk about this stuff.
This is draining me.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Betty Rock, what is it that drains you?
Mine is going to sound odd, but I realized it after I had been to a couple of them. Live events.
Oh yeah.
So like concerts, even baptisms. can
Really?
drain me.
I'm so tired of this
it's-
baptism.
No, it's just this panic. Like I get worried for that person.
They're
Even
not gonna
watching-
come up?
Well, like red carpet events too. It's like, okay, I get nervous for that person. Any kind of slip up, I'm like, oh, they could trip. Oh, they could say the wrong
Really?
thing. And I realize once it's all done, I just feel like,
You're exhausted.
yeah. And I'm like, why do I feel this way? It's because I'm nervous for that person.
It is interesting, like if I'll go out and do an event, like at a concert and stuff, and I love doing it, and you meet people for 4 hours, and it's great, like it's fun. But at the end of it, I never really thought about it. I come home and I'm just whipped, and I never really thought why. It's because you're just always on, and hey, how you doing? Blah 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 blah. But I'm just at the end of that, I'm whipped, and I don't think people understand that. Like, why are you tired? You went to a concert. I know. You didn't even perform. I know. Mine is too many questions. Too many questions.
What do you mean?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
How does that
absolutely.
happen?
Just like that. It's almost like I just walked home.
Wow, I know how to get you now. This is great news.
Too many questions drives me crazy. And like my wife, when I'll get home, she'll want to ask me a bunch of detailed questions about the day. Whereas for me, it's like, how was your day? It was fine. Everything was great. If I had anything more than that, like that needed to be, delved into, I would bring it up. But it was like kind of like, okay, it was a normal day. But then there's a bunch of questions about that.
Like, yeah, you don't want to recap everything you did because it's just mundane.
Yeah, just a day.
It was a day.
Yeah, so
She's
we're
only
good.
caring. Good
No, I know.
grief. You would start complaining if she never asked you questions.
Not true. Not true at all. This is the Wally Show, and we're looking at the things in life that tend to drain you or energize you. And maybe if you look at these in your own life, you kind of reflect on them, you can avoid the things that are just exasperating and focus more on the things that bring goodness into your life. Like some of the stuff that drains you, your children, well, you can't avoid that. But like work and worrying and anxiety and your chores, things like that. But the things that boost energy, they were saying, according to this list, are eating chocolate. Yay! I'm the most energetic person in this room, probably. Because Betty Rock, can you have chocolate again or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just can't have at one point I was eating a bag of Reese's and it was like I had to at least maybe eat half a bag instead of the whole bag.
Yeah, because it made her heart race. Like she was like having like physical.
Heart palpitations.
Nice.
They're like too much caffeine.
Oh, I love that. Let's see. Walking outside tends to energize people. Drinking water, I guess, on a cellular level, I have no idea.
It's refreshing.
I wouldn't know.
Invigorating. Yeah. You always litter with junk.
I do find it funny, though, when everyone complains about me not drinking enough water, like my wife or whatever. I'm like, but soda has water in it. I'm still getting water.
But it's a diuretic. It makes you lose water overall.
Oh. Okay. I'll just hold
Still
it.
consume it.
I just won't go. Then I win.
There you go.
No water weight.
Power nap and coffee. Those are the things that rounded out this
I can
list.
see coffee. Even the smell and just it being warm. Yeah, it's relaxing.
I tend to only drink coffee during the winter, like because of it being warm.
And then coffee is, that's a very loose term. Like, it's not really coffee. It's just a sugary drink.
vanilla syrup with-
Yes.
with just a little dab of coffee.
It's delightful. Okay, well, let's look at some of the things that boost you, like, make you feel better, your energy or whatever. We started with Zach last time. Let's go to Betty Rock this time first.
Mine would just be binge watching a TV show.
Really?
Yes.
I used to hate doing that. I used to like to spread them out because I enjoyed watching them in little doses. But then I've gotten to a few shows where, like Sherlock, I binge-eat it. We coined that term on the show, by the way, binge-eat. We binge-eat that. And now I actually enjoy that. Zach, what is something that energizes you?
Like, my first thought on this is always, like, time alone.
Yeah, because you're an introvert.
Yeah. But I would also say, like, making close friends laugh is energizing to me.
Tell me a joke.
I said the close friends part is important in that equation.
God, you're like, I don't care if you laugh or not. For me, it's like creating something. It always comes back to, like, if I'm feeling bored or just kind of I like to go make something that I hopefully think is beautiful, whether it's wood or something out of metal or whatever. I like that. That's what kind of inspires me and it makes me flex a different muscle than, like, I use here every day, because here I just use my mouth. Run my mouth all the time, and there I get to use my hands.
Definitely a change of just like that. The change of thinking helps.
Yeah, I think
no matter what.
Yeah, I think so. So there you go. That's a couple of things that we do to help boost our energy. As you kind of start over, a little reset in the new year, and you look at things and you go, okay, well, what can I do a little bit differently in my life that's gonna be more productive and more positive? And these are the kind of things you'd want to look at.
Why do we have to tell the people what they need to hear?
Why can't the news be fun?
It's the Wally Show News.
All right, let's see if we can't get you caught up with what's going on. By now, most people know that Steve Harvey kind of messed up the announcement of the Miss Universe winner.
Okay, folks, I have to apologize. The first runner-up is Colombia. I will take responsibility for this.
I would not take responsibility for that. I'm like, I am a host. I have nothing to do with this whatsoever.
The teleprompter was wrong.
Yeah, like he seems like a stand-up guy. Like I actually think he's funny. He hosts a radio show, and he was actually talking on his radio show the other day about the rumors that this was a publicity stunt. And this is kind of what he had to say about that.
You want to do a publicity stunt, you do it yourself. I'm already famous. Do you really think I wanted to be famous like this?
I love that. I'm already famous. Take that. I like Steve Harvey. Visa and Dell are actually investing in the Girl Scouts. Not for new badges or uniforms, but in technology. $3 million to the Girl Scouts to help them sell cookies online, thereby putting more Girl Scouts out of work. Great plan. They got their economic badge.
I thought that was already a thing. Like, I thought you could already order cookies online. Is that?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought that was. Like, I thought.
And $3 million to figure that out? You give me that money, I'll figure out how to get them online.
I'll start you a website for $3 and GoDaddy and figure this out. So the weird thing about this is, though, like, I get it. You're going to get your downsizing badge because you're not going to have a job. But I think that that's an important part of learning for kids, like going out and trying to sell things to people and then being told no, but continuing and getting back up. I think that's a good skill to have.
Yeah, I mean, if they build this in a way where a kid can kind of make their own site and email links to their relatives on Facebook, and their parents can hound down their friends at work, like through email and Facebook, that makes sense. That
would be valuable. Yeah, like really having control in the social aspect of this. That's a great idea. It'd be interesting to see if they do that.
I'll sell you that idea for $3 million.
Yeah, exactly. And finally, speaking of selling things, there's a 73-year-old who is auctioning off his winning lottery ticket, and you'll get paid until he dies. He won a lottery that paid him $1,000 a month until he dies, but now he needs the cash now to pay off some bankruptcy stuff, and he's 73. And what do you think the starting bid for this lottery ticket is?
It's $1,000 a month.
Yeah, I'm figuring you're doing math, so I'll give you a second. Betty Rock, what do you think the starting bid for this would be?
$75.
Nice. No.
Well, it can't exceed 1,000, because then what's the point?
Because it's every month you get that.
Yeah, like I'm going 15, 20.
Yeah, the starting
bid. Depending how long you think he's going to live.
But then what if he just... You might spend more if you do that.
You might. That's the risk. Die. Yeah, that's the risk. Like, he could kick the bucket tomorrow, and then your host. $30,000 is the starting bid for that. Yeah,
he's got to feel good about that. He's like, people think I'm going to live for another 2.5 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like 3 more years. But he did say in his thing, I'm in great health. So it's a sound investment. I bet my investment guy's probably doing this. He just cashed out my 401k. No, this sounds like a much better plan than I've been in putting you into. All right, that's your news for this hour. Thank you, me.
Why are we wasting our time with these old people anyway?
You just call me old.
This is the Wally Show and a little game we like to call Famous Ages, where we try to stump each other with the ages of different celebrities and well-known personalities. And why this is important to you is you need to write down their actual ages, okay? We'll reveal how old they really are. And you write that down. If you can add them all together at the end of the game, you can win a prize as well. So pay very close attention. We're going to start with Betty Rock today. Ladies first.
Oh, okay.
Who are you putting up for your offering here for Famous Ages?
Maggie Smith.
Okay, who is that?
She is...
You always have the most obscure things.
No, she is not obscure. She is the character Violet Crawley on Downton Abbey.
Oh, come on.
I know y'all watch it.
I've never seen it, ever.
And the victory goes to
Betty Rock for cheating. Like,
what? That is not cheating. Please. Downton Abbey is huge.
No, I've never seen it. I think it's done. I think people are over it.
No,
already.
they just started season 6.
Did it?
Yes, it started Sunday night.
It actually looked really... No.
Which character is she? Help us with the character at least.
I told you she's Violet Crawley.
I know, but what is she? Is she a grandmother, a mom?
I can't tell you anything.
Normally, our rule is if two people don't know who it is, we throw it out.
Oh, when did that rule come into effect?
That's always been in effect.
Whatever.
Zach, do you want to throw hers out?
No, you can't throw mine out.
If Zach says we can, we can.
Let's just say she's out of the running for a victory.
Okay.
How? This is not fair. You two are conspiring against me, all because...
This is tough.
No, you cannot look her up. I'll tell you.
We should at least get to see her face.
We should at least get to see her face.
If we've never seen her face
You've done
before.
this to me. You've said people and you'd be like, what? You don't know who that is? It ends up being like a random
but
politician.
the other people in the room knew.
Yeah, everyone knew. Yeah,
Does it matter? I don't have cable. Okay, she is Master Crawley's mother.
Okay. Who's Master Crawley?
Take it into effect. Does he sound old? Does he sound young?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I got my answer locked in.
Zachary has a guess. Stop complaining and just guess.
What was her name again?
Stop Googling.
I'm not Googling. I'm looking at something else. I'm looking at my
stocks. Down a number. 3, 2,
All right,
1.
hang on. I am going to say she is...
Good grief.
All right, I got my answer down. Total guess. Zach, what'd you say?
I said 68.
I said 48 because I thought maybe Master Crawley's a kid.
Wow.
Both great guesses. She's 81.
Oh, come on. That is ridiculous, Rock. Way to go. I was going to say 81. No, that's ridiculous. That should not be. We should set that aside.
No,
to be that for both of us to be that far off, you can see that.
I mean, I was only 13 years off. Let's be fair here.
All you do is complain until you get your way.
That's it. All right, so we got 2 more. So remember, make sure you write down the actual age of this person that no one's ever heard of before. What was her name?
Maggie Smith.
Yeah, and what's her age?
81.
81. That's the actual age. So make sure you write that nonsense down, and maybe you can win a prize here in 15 on the Wally Show.
Why are we wasting our time with these old people anyway?
You just call me old.
This is the Wally Show. We're playing Famous Ages, and Betty Rock has already thrown this game into chaos with her selection, trying to stump each other. And again,
I didn't do anything.
If you write down the actual ages and combine them together at the end here, you'll be able to win a prize. She went with a person that Zach and I had not ever heard of and had no clue as to who they were. But
I will say, after the fact, when I Googled her, I recognized her. Like, she's been in movies and stuff.
Yeah, but I had no idea. Like, I couldn't picture her at all, and that definitely hampers you. Okay, so we're going to go with mine next, my mailman. So, like, how old is my mailman?
Not famous.
Yeah, very famous. You kidding me? He's won awards in the mail industry.
Oh, really?
For his on-time delivery and Sunday deliveries.
Huh.
He is amazing. Dan, that guy's awesome. So Betty Rock.
What's his last name?
Smith.
Oh.
So Dan Smith, the mailman. Betty Rock, how old is Dan Smith, the mailman?
What?
Really?
Smith.
Why?
That's completely not famous.
What, really?
He's not.
Hers you can easily make a case as famous for,
I don't think so at all. Hers is ludicrous. Okay, who's yours?
Mine is
Zach.
Malayla Yousafzai. She's very famous. She's a human rights advocate for education and for women in Pakistan. Time magazine called her one of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2013, 2014, and 2015.
Wow.
You know who Time magazine also called popular? Marty Stauffer.
Yes. Oh, that was another one of your offers for years ago.
Did I mention she's a Nobel Peace Prize winner?
Wow.
Yeah, so this is a very famous person.
Okay, I think I've seen her picture before.
Yeah.
If it's the one, I'm stuck between two people. I'm not sure which one she is.
She's very famous.
I'm stuck between two
has
people.
Done great work.
Okay.
For women and human rights.
Okay, what was her name again?
Malayla.
All right. Betty Rock, what's your guess?
27.
I said 21.
Wow, that's young for a Peace Prize winner.
I know, but I think this is the
I've
girl
seen the
that lost her arm and by the Taliban. No,
I don't know if she lost it. Anyway, she's 18.
Oh snap! I got close. There we go. All right.
I was hoping to throw you guys off.
Yeah, I thought you were going to throw Betty off for sure.
Yeah.
But Betty Rock answered that challenge. All right, here we go. Mine is actually, because it's the last season of American Idol, one Mr. Ryan Seacrest. How old is Mr. Ryan Seacrest? He's like Dick Clark. He will look young forever. I think when he's in his 80s, which he's close to now, I think when he's in his 80s, he will still look. Yeah, he's old. He will look like he's in his 20s still. So Betty Rock, how old do you think?
A little bit bitter.
How old do you think Ryan Seacrest is?
I'm guessing 42.
42. Zach?
I said 43.
43. Mr. Ryan Seacrest. Well, it's bad for him that he did because it's actually 41. Betty Rock only off by 1 today.
Yeah.
Wow. That was amazing. Holy cow. All right, so that's it. Betty Rock schooled us, didn't she?
But it didn't. We're throwing her out,
right? Because hers was so bad.
So then I'm the winner.
Yeah.
No!
Yay! Congratulations!
I'm the winner.
Zach wins.
The winner.
Yeah. All right. So now it's your chance, since Betty Rock made a mockery of this game.
Oh my gosh! I don't understand. You're gonna have to more specifically tell me what a celebrity is to you, because now it's whoever I know.
Right. That's a celebrity to me.
Fair.
All right.
No.
So if you can guess all of the people that we've mentioned, what's her name again, Zach? Yours?
Malayla Yousafzai.
Okay, thank you. Good job on that. We mentioned all of their actual ages. If you can combine Betty Rock's first horrible offering with Zach's and mine and combine their actual ages, you can win the prize right now. 877-91-WALLY is the number. If you got a guess, we'll take it.
Why are we wasting our time with these old people anyway?
Did you just call me old?
This is the Wally Show, and it is Famous Ages. Brittany, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Now, all you have to do, Brittany, is we tried to stump each other with the ages of certain celebrities, and I guess Betty Rock's is a celebrity.
It is.
Zach and I just didn't know who this was.
So?
I know, because apparently she is on some big TV shows.
Yes.
Downton Abbey and some other things. So hers does count. And so what you need to do is tell us the actual age of, what was her name again?
Maggie Smith.
And then Zach's, I can't even pronounce, as Nobel Prize winner.
Malala.
Yeah, she's an amazing woman, but I can't pronounce her name. And then my Ryan Seacrest. So if you add all those people's ages together, what do you get?
140.
140 is absolutely right. Nicely done.
Woo!
Now, did you know Maggie Smith from Downton Abbey? Did you know who that was,
Yes.
Brittany?
I love Dame Maggie Smith. She's awesome.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you,
showing
Brittany.
off.
Do you watch Downton Abbey too?
I don't watch Downton Abbey, but I've seen her in other things like the Sister Act movies.
Oh, I didn't know she was in those.
Yeah.
So she's in a popular movie, Wally.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, after we looked at it, we realized she actually, is an actress, like a legitimate actress.
Oh
and I always thought Downton Abbey. I thought people were just being pretentious, saying Downton Abbey instead of Downtown
Abbey.
Yeah,
that's what
how
my mom used to call it. I was like, no, Mom, it's not Downtown Abbey. Downton.
Yeah. I'm a cretin, apparently. Like I never knew that. So, well, congratulations there, Brittany. You knew who Maggie Smith was. You could figure all this stuff out, and you were the big winner today.
Yay, thank you.
These are the least important stories out of Hollywood, but nonetheless entertaining. It's the least of these.
And Betty Rock is going to get you caught up right now. What's happening?
Well, Wally, I'm sure you remember this earlier last year. Tom Brady kind of went off on a rant about how Frosted Flakes and Fruit Loops are really bad for you. They're pretty much like poison. Do you remember this?
I vaguely remember that, but I do remember Deflategate. I will never forget that. Never, ever. Like, his name will forever be synonymous with Deflategate for me.
Well, he's always about eating organically and making sure to take care of your body. Yeah. So his chef kind of went into a little bit of detail about what he makes for him and his model wife, Giselle. Well, 80% of what they eat are organic vegetables.
Oh, my goodness.
They do not use any white sugar whatsoever.
Oh, that's a crime. That is a crime.
And
God put it on the earth for a reason.
They have 2 young kids, and they're on board, too. They eat the very same things.
I always feel bad for kids that grow up like that, like knowing
Healthy.
the taste of vegetables. And then, because we'll have kids come over, from other families and stuff, and they never get exposed to candy at all. And so, at our house, it's just everywhere, and they'll try some candy, and they lose their minds. They're like, this is the best stuff ever. My mom told me this was horrible. Like, that's good, isn't it? Oh.
Sylvester Stallone, it looks like Rambo 5 isn't happening after all.
No.
I know. It's because he says he's done with the character.
No.
He's old, isn't he?
Yes.
80-something?
He's not 80-something.
Well, Rambo's not done with you, sir.
Yeah, exactly. You don't quit Rambo. Rambo quits you.
Wow.
Would Chuck Norris ever do that? No.
He said in a recent interview, the heart's willing, but the body says stay home.
You know what? That's actually not a bad idea. Good for him, because you got to age gracefully.
How old do you think he is, by the way?
Sylvester Stallone, 63.
I'm going to say 68.
69.
69.
Whoa.
That's getting up there.
It's only like a dozen years older than you.
Yeah, he's got granddad bod.
A poll was recently taken to determine which celebrities were more liked by Republicans and Democrats.
Oh, okay.
So on the Republican side, it was Andrew Lincoln. He's
Who's
on that
that?
show from The Walking Dead.
I've never seen
He's
any
the
of those
main
shows.
character.
I hate those
Like the
shows.
sheriff?
Yeah, he's the sheriff guy. Yeah.
Zombie stuff is just so ugh.
Scares you.
Yes, there is that.
Also, Clint Eastwood made it onto the Republican list.
I could see that. That makes sense.
And Sadie Robertson from Duck Dynasty. She is the cutest thing.
All big fans of guns. I'm starting to see a pattern. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. On the Democrat side, John Oliver.
Why do I know that
He's
name?
on some HBO show last week tonight.
He filled in for Jon Stewart for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the guy
or
with
Colbert.
glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he English?
British, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Tina Fey also made it on. And Tarji P. Henson.
Who's that?
From Empire.
Oh, someone that wants to control the world. Yeah, got it. That makes sense.
Wow, which side are you on?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you a Democrat or a Republican?
Right down the middle. Right down the middle. I don't even want to talk about it. Like the other day, somebody was, and here I go. No, I'm not going to talk about it because I hate politics. There you go. That is your least of these for the day. Thank you so much, Ms. Rock.
They say it's smart not to talk about religion or politics.
He's the logic vacuum.
Well, we've never been that smart. It's the Wally Show News.
Let's see if we can't get you caught up now. President Obama announced new gun control measures yesterday by bypassing Congress and issuing executive orders. And during his press conference, he got a little bit emotional when he talked about the victims of some of America's worst mass shootings.
Our unalienable right to life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness, those rights were stripped from college kids in Blacksburg and Santa Barbara, and from high schoolers at Columbine, and from first graders in Newtown. First graders. Every time I think about those kids, it gets me mad.
Yeah, his heart's in the right place, I think, with this stuff and wanting to make a difference and wanting to see. I think we all want to see, senseless violence curtailed, for sure. But bypassing Congress is kind of the problem that a lot of people are having with this executive order and the legality, of that. But I'm sure if you're a family that's lost somebody to some senseless gun violent type thing, you're like, I don't care, just do it,
And both sides of this thing want good things.
Right.
People want fewer shooting deaths. That's a good thing to want. And people want freedoms, and that's a good thing to want.
Here's the breakdown a little bit of what Obama says that his order entails is that every gun dealer must have a license to do business and background checks on all buyers. I kind of thought that was already a given. Like, I thought that already happened, but...
Well, some people are saying this might take away the ability for people to sell guns personally. So if I had a gun, I couldn't sell it to you unless I became a licensed dealer.
Yeah, I didn't even know if you could do that or not. Like, I've never bought a gun like that. Like, I grew up with guns in my house. It was, not a big deal. For me, though, in my house, I don't. because like my wife doesn't like them. So out of respect for her, I don't have them. I don't care anyway because I got 2 guns, lefty and righty. Boom, boom, whatever. I'll regulate that.
With BB guns?
Yeah, BB guns. Yeah, pop guns. It also provides more than 200 ATF agents. And there's an interesting component of this, though, is it deals with mental health issues for people as a preventative measure because it's not only mass shootings that guns are used for.
Mass shootings tend to shine a light on those few mentally unstable people who inflict harm on others, but the truth is that nearly 2 in 3 gun deaths are from suicides.
That really surprised me. Like, that number surprises me. It's like, yeah, that's where we should be doing more work. If a disproportionate amount of deaths are caused by self-inflicted gunshot wounds, that's what we need to be looking at.
That's really sad.
Yeah, that's crazy. So there you go. That's the breakdown on that. Also, here's something really important. Twitter might be changing a little bit. They might be adding characters to their 140 character
I thought
limit.
They promised this before in the past, and it never happened.
And it never happened. Just another man that's lied to you. Oh, I see it, Rock.
Oh, my word.
So, yeah, they're saying that they could move up to as many as 10,000 characters, like, as a limit. Like, that's crazy. That's a paper.
It's basically unlimited.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't think you need that. I think they just need 8 more characters. That's about the average I always need. I just need about 8 more characters. But they're saying that they will retain the look that they have with the bigger ones. It'll basically be like a read more, expand type thing. They'll still limit what you see on the first post, but then you can click to expand.
Sounds fair.
Yeah. I don't know that it's necessary. I kind of like the fact that it limits you. I think that's what makes it special versus just go get a blog.
That's why you're on Twitter all day.
Right. I'm like,
totally.
Wait a minute. When did you get a Twitter account? Last I checked, you don't even know what Twitter is.
The show, we have one on the show.
At Wally Show.
Yeah, I've tweeted once or twice. I always do the thing where I can do it on, like, I use Instagram more, and I'll Instagram things that I can put on Twitter and on Facebook. So that's just way more efficient. I think that's a great use of it. So you can check all those out, Zach.
Yes, at Wally Show, the user for all those.
There you go. Well, fantastic. Good to know. I learned something today. Mine are all set automatic. I have no idea what they are. All right, that's your news for this hour. This is the Wally Show, and I got an email from a lady the other day. Says, "Hey, Wally, I like the show a lot. You have reasonable advice, and I like that. So I'm curious if you could help me work through this as I'm having a hard time processing it." The basic story was that there was a music store giving away a piano to a deserving person. And so this lady nominated her aunt, wrote a glowing letter about why her aunt would deserve this. And she goes on to write, she says, "The Lord answered my prayer and my aunt won." So she's all excited about this, obviously. Aunt wins and gets notified that she's the winner of the piano, and it's like a $1,600 piano and stuff. The aunt finds out that it's not a brand new piano, it's actually a used piano, but still a $1,600 like nice piano, and declines to take delivery of it.
Yeah, standards.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want that $1,600 riff-raff piano in my house. And so it put this lady in a very awkward place where she's just written about how amazing her aunt is and how deserving she is. And then the aunt pulls that kind of a move, and she's like, what do I do with that? You know, how do I process that? And so, like, I was just kind of giving her advice going, look, you can't control how other people handle your generosity and what you felt God put on your heart. You felt God told you to write this letter about your aunt, and you honored her in that. And what she did with it, you can't control that. You did what you were supposed to do, and that's all you can do at that point. You know, and you just have to love your crazy aunt, you know, beyond that, and move past it. Because I think when you do something generous, you can't, even if it doesn't go the way you want, you can't have strings attached to it, and you got to be willing to just let it go, regardless of the outcome. But that's really hard sometimes.
I gave my sister a car once because she was in a really tough place, and I was about to buy a new one. And so I was like, you know what? Instead of going through the hassle of selling it, I'll just give you this car. And I was really proud of myself. And a month later, she gave it to a friend.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're like,
I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, it'd be funnier if she sold it. Yeah. Then you're like, no. Yeah, and it's weird, too. Like, I've given people, like, decent sums of money that were struggling, and and then you watch them on Facebook post about how they just bought something new, and you're like, this was to help you pay your mortgage. But again, you have to let that go. You have to go, you know what? Maybe they needed to do something kind of fun to release them a little bit in the situation that they're in, to just kind of deal with the bigger problem.
Right, they needed to spend over $1,000 on something to make them happy.
Yes, you have to see. Again, I had to just go. I did what I was supposed to do. Like I did what I did what God told me to do, and that was enough. So here's what I'm curious about for you. What is a time that you've done something for somebody and you knew it was the right thing to do, and you did something nice, but it didn't have the outcome that you were looking for, because I think we all want that bow. We want that thing that says we've swooped in and we've saved the day and we've done something and it's honored and it has a happy ending. But it doesn't always work that way. And so then how do you process that? Like, what was your thought on that? 877-91-WALLY is the number. We'll take yours right now. That's 877-91-WALLY. If you're new to the show and you don't have the little letters there and the numbers on your phone, 877-919 2559 is the number. Program that into your phone because we love to have your input when we're talking about stuff. That's kind of how this show works. 877-91-WALLY is the number. This is the Wally Show, and in life there are those times where you think you're supposed to do something. You just know in your heart you should, and then when you do, maybe the person doesn't receive it the way that you had wanted it to be. And it can leave you with this bad taste in your mouth. So have you ever had that happen?
I actually have had the opposite happen. I had received a bonus at work, and it was about $400 or more. And at the time, I had some friends that were going through something, and they really needed help. And it was about to the tune of $400 and something.
Of course it was. That's how God works, for the record.
I knew right away that had their names on it, and so I prayed about it, and I just kind of let it fizzle out, and I didn't move on it. And come to find out, God provided their need anyway.
Yep.
And it was in a miraculous way, and I was on the missed out on it. I could have been part of that blessing, and I didn't.
See, that's the crazy thing about that is I do believe that generosity is as much for us as the person that receives from it, because you're right. God did take care of them, and you got to watch it happen and be like, oh, I could have been part of that story, and now something that went from this great moment you now feel guilty about. I've had that happen to me so many times in life, and I'm trying so hard to get better about reacting when God moves on my heart to do it, because there is a blessing in it for you when you get to be the answer to somebody else's prayer.
Definitely. So now I know for next time.
There you go. Well, as luck would have it, I need $400, and you need to still learn a lesson, maybe. Don't miss this opportunity again, Crystal. This is the Wally Show. Now, Crystal, have you ever done something for somebody and, out of the goodness of your heart, but kind of had it backfire a little?
I did. When I was about 19, 20 years old, my dad had come into some hard times. He ended up losing his vehicle. And my friend, a good friend of mine, decided to sell his vehicle at the same time. I thought, you know what, this is exactly what I need to do. So I cut a deal with him. He sold it to me for $2,500. Went and spent another $1,000 on tires and getting it all worked up nice and ready, and I presented it to him on Mother's Day. And he sold it a month later for $5,000.
Oh, wow. Well, your dad's a businessman, apparently. He just wanted to show you that he still is good at business.
He did. I spent 2 years paying it off, but he made a good profit off of it.
Oh, that's brutal. After he sells it, you're still paying for it? Oh, yeah, man.
I was young. I didn't have a really good job then, so I was paying as much as I could every month on it.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you know what? Your heart was in the right place. Did you ever tell him the story of that?
No, I didn't want him to feel bad, and he needed the money, so I didn't. He still doesn't know. I'm hoping he doesn't listen to your station right now.
Oh, wow. Well, hopefully we'll... Oh, wow. Yeah, we already used your name. It's totally different, Crystal, if you're her dad.
Crystal with a K.
Yes, exactly. She spells it with a K, dude. Come on. This is the Wally Show. We're talking about those times when you really feel led to do something good for somebody, but then they don't respond in the way that you were hoping, and it can kind of leave a bad taste in your mouth. Has that ever happened to you?
Yes, definitely. We had a lady in our office. I worked for a doctor's group, and we found out she was basically homeless. She was staying with someone. It was cold. Her kids didn't have heat. So everybody in the office got together and like took up a ton of money, got her an apartment, paid all the deposits for the utilities. I mean, it was like so wonderful to see all that. We got her moved in, furnished the apartment, and then 2 weeks later she wasn't at work and she was in the paper for shoplifting.
Oh, no.
And lost all that, everything that had been done for her.
Yeah, you hate to see that because you're like, man, we're giving you a second chance and you squandered it. But sometimes people are broken, and that's the risk you take when you get involved with people's lives, because ministry and doing true ministry is really messy, and you're going to meet people that have made really bad life decisions, and there's a reason that they're in that place a lot of times. And so it might take her 4 or 5 more rounds of people getting involved with her life till she gets it squared away, but she will never forget what you guys did for her, and you did the right thing.
Yes, she will, look back and say, in that point in my life, God was there.
This is the Wally Show. Now, Paulette, have you ever had one of those times where you did something you felt God was putting on your heart to be kind or to help somebody out, but it didn't go the way that you had envisioned?
Yes, but it still went well. I gave a friend some money for groceries, and a few days later we were with a mutual friend who mentioned to him how grateful he was. He bought the other guy's appetizer at, say, Applebee's that evening. And I thought they would buy beans to make a big pot of soup to get through till payday. I thought they would buy groceries, and that's not what happened. But he had the good sense to at least pay it forward and be a blessing to someone else. And so it was a sweet moment, but it sure wasn't what I expected.
Yeah, exactly. So you give this guy $100 for groceries. He goes to Applebee's and then buys somebody else's appetizer.
Yes. Wasn't that wonderful?
Yeah, well, he's still, you're right. He is paying it forward. But that's the hard thing, especially about giving money to somebody that's struggling. You have to let how they're going to use it go. I've been in a place where I've struggled for money before, and sometimes one little nicety, like treating yourself to a dinner out, is a really nice thing in the midst of a lot of mess. And so maybe, that was good, and he covered the rest with the groceries that he had, and he had a coupon for Applebee's and got 2 for 1, and he didn't spend it all there that night. And so, you gave him a little bit of goodness in the midst of his mess, which is still, like you said, a good thing.
Yeah, I think it was wonderful. But we do have to give it with no strings attached, that's for sure.
She spent so much time on the internet, we thought we should put her to work. It's the Blogtastic Blog Report with Rebe.
That's right. Every week, Rebe scours her own private sources to bring you the latest and greatest information on your favorite artists, and today is no exception. What you got, Rebes?
Someone tweeted at Jamie Grace saying, everyone seems to be getting married, and they asked Jamie if she was next.
No, is she engaged?
No, Jamie's response was, nope, I'm presently eating chicken and watching Netflix all by my lonesome. Hashtag ain't even mad.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I'm curious. I don't know much about her personal life, but she seems to be very busy all the time. It'd be hard to date. Like if you're always constantly busy.
You all right?
Don't laugh. My headphone cord is stuck in one of my bracelets. Said no man ever.
One of your 95 bracelets.
I'll get it out. You just keep going.
All right.
Wally's raising his hand. He wants something.
I got it.
Okay, you're raising your hand now.
He's free.
Yeah, you said, Zach, she has a song about boy trouble now.
Yeah, about how the song is about she likes a boy, but he just wants to be friends.
Really? Let me hear that. The friend zone. Who hasn't been there, huh? Reeves, are you there? Are you in the friend zone?
I can't disclose.
Are you getting married?
What?
No! Oh, Reeves, no!
What? No, I'm not. No, I'm not there. It's just like you said. Everybody has been there.
We'll stab you with a pencil if you get married before.
No, I'm not even dating anyone. It's fine.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay,
100%.
fantastic.
Courting?
No, not courting, not courting.
Yeah, I can see that being.
They're prospects.
No.
Really? All right. Well, she's very eligible. We can hook this up. We can make this happen for you.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, Wally, this next one's for you.
Thank you.
Wally, for King and Country found a cure for your color blindness.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Joel is actually colorblind, too. And for Christmas, his wife replaced his sunglass lenses with special glass that corrects the color blindness.
I've seen these. I've never
really
tried
cool.
them, but I'd love to.
Yeah, his reaction is priceless. He put it up on Instagram.
That's awesome. Let me see that.
It feels like everything is more like alive, and I can't really explain it because it's hard to know. Wow.
That's cool. And now he'll have a reason for wearing his sunglasses indoors. That is really cool. I would like to try that sometime. And Zach pointed out a certain irony of that is they have that song "Fix My Eyes." Fix my eyes. And that's what his wife
his
did.
eyes are fixed.
They are
This is
fixed.
great.
Because I see color. I'm not black and white colorblind. I see color, but I don't see the degrees that everybody sees. So I would be curious if something like that would help.
Yeah, and you can't discern between reds and greens.
Yeah, and purples and blacks.
I think that's why you always tee off from the women's tee.
No, that's not why. I just like to hit it farther. And what else you got there, Reeves?
Ever wonder what artists listen to in their free time? Bart, the lead singer of Mercy Me, has a go-to song, and you probably won't expect it. He said it plays in his house almost every day.
Oh, it's got to be something like, because they're so mellow, like kind of with their music, it's got to be like some anger-fueled heavy metal song.
You're going to be surprised.
Really?
Check it out. I got a clip.
Oh, no.
If I
Bart. He said he's an old soul.
That brought me fame and fortune too.
That's beyond old soul. Like, no soul is this old.
It's the Mills Brothers, and that's Ella Fitzgerald, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm glad. I'm like, that's like the guy.
No, they're playing the music.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. That whole band has a very weird, eclectic taste in music. We've played iPod Roulette with Bart before, and he lost miserably. I think you can check that out at allwally.com. We should have a clip of that. Just search Mercy Me or iPod Roulette, and it should come up. So there you go, Reba. Thank you once again. You are always a delight, and you do such a great job with the Blog Report.
That's the fact. Zach.
This is the Wally Show with your chance to win a little prize here, but you're going to have to play along with producer Zach here, and that's a fact, Zach. Now, the way the game works is I will ask Zach some questions, and you don't have to know as much as Zach because that is humanly impossible for any one mortal being to know what Zach knows. It's amazing. Your brain is a beautiful mind.
Sure.
Yes. And so you will be answering the questions, and all the contestant has to do is say whether or not they think you will get the answer right or wrong. And it is okay to bet against him sometimes.
History shows that's the safer bet, because I don't know trivia.
Yeah, it's really strange, because you know a lot of stuff, but you don't fare well in this game. So this time, I tried to help you out a little bit.
Sure. I bet this will help out.
No, it will. One of the questions is about art, because I didn't want to be a total slam dunk. But the other is about the Cleveland Browns and Ohio. Two things you love.
Okay.
So I wanted to give you a shot here.
You might want to vote for me then.
Maybe so. On those two areas. Those are two big things for you. Mm-hmm. And so we'll play the game here. But we need you. 877-91-WALLY is the number. Again, you do not have to know more than Zach, because we know that is not possible. But you just have to figure if Zach is going to get the answer right or wrong. All right, 877-91-WALLY is the number. If you want to play That's a Fact, Zach, we're going to do it right now. 877-91-WALLY.
That's the fact. Zach.
This is the Wally Show, and it's time for That's a Fact, Zach. And playing along with Zach today is Christy. How are you, girl?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Fantastic. Now, the way this works is because, Christy, you admit that there's no way you could possibly know all that Zach knows, right?
No.
Yeah, no human could. And so what we're going to do is just have you guess whether or not you think Zach will get the answer right or wrong, okay? So here we go. Question number 1 for Zach. Now, Zach, we're going to go with something a little highbrow here, some art, okay? Where was Leonardo da Vinci born? Leonardo da Vinci. Very, very smart man, much like yourself.
He is an impressive man.
Yeah.
Good at the arts and the sciences.
Yeah, I mean, and he was not really respected in his day, ironically enough. Was he born in Palermo, Milan, Leonardo, or Vinci? Where was he born? Palermo, Milan, Leonardo, or Vinci. So what do you think? Is he going to get this right or wrong, Christy?
Well, those two gimmies at the end, I'm going to say he gets this one right.
Okay, so you think he's got a 50-50 chance between Palmero and Milan. Okay, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm going to go A.
You think he got it right. You bet on Zach. That was a problem. He was born in Vinci.
No.
Yes, Leonardo da Vinci, of Vinci, I think.
Really?
Yeah, he was born in Vinci.
Wow.
Yeah, it seems crazy, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
All right, no point there for you, Christy. Here we go. Question number 2. Now into Zach's wheelhouse, the Browns. Cleveland Browns, born, bred in Ohio, loves himself some Browns.
Which is a very hard thing to do.
Yes. Okay, so who threw the Browns' first ever touchdown in 1946? Was it Cliff Lewis, Lewis Willis, Otto Graham, or Marion Motley? Okay, so there's a couple choices there. What do you think? This is a long time ago, and this is one of those obscure things, but maybe one of those things that a true Browns fan would know.
Touchdown passes are obscure things for the Cleveland Browns.
Yes, exactly. All right, Chrissy, what do you think? Is he getting this right or wrong?
Oh, I'm going to say wrong.
Gonna bet against him on this one. All right.
That's a good bet.
Cliff Lewis, Lewis Willis, Otto Graham, or Marion Motley? Who do you think threw the first touchdown?
The only name I know on that is Otto Graham, but whether he was the first or not, I have no idea, but I'm going to go C.
Otto Graham. That is wrong, and she said you would get it wrong, so yay! Actually, Cliff Lewis.
Oh, I thought it was Lewis Cliff.
Yeah, no, I think Otto Graham was actually a quarterback, though, too.
Yeah,
so
he was good.
All right, Christy, well, you still need one more point to win, and we'll see if you can pull this victory out here within 15 minutes on The Wally Show.
That's the fact. Zach.
This is The Wally Show, and we're doing That's a Fact, Zach, where we have Christy here playing kind of with Zach. Zach is getting the questions, but Christy is trying to guess whether or not Zach will get the question right or wrong. She needs one more answer to win the game, so here we go, Zach. The final question. Ohio has some very significant firsts in its past. Which of these, though, is not a first for Ohio? The first ambulance service, the first traffic light, the first state to claim a man that has walked on the moon was from there, or the first radio station that licensed. What do you think? Is he going to get this right or wrong?
Wrong.
Think he's going to get it wrong. All right, Zach, what do you think? First ambulance, first traffic light, first that can claim a man to walk on the moon, or the first radio station licensed?
I think we had the first to orbit the Earth, the first American, but I don't think we had the moonwalker, so I'm going to go that one.
All right. Man, Zach is a very smart man normally. What did you say? You going to bet on him or against him?
I was going against him because he would really have to know his history.
Yeah, well, you were right to bet against him. That's wrong!
Yay!
Neil Armstrong was from Ohio.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that either. You also had the other guy that circled.
John Glenn.
John Glenn. Yeah, you had both.
Wow, we are such an amazing state.
The first ambulance service was in Cleveland, the first traffic light in Cincinnati, but the first radio station licensed was KDKA in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, so close, but that reached into Ohio.
Probably so. Well, there you go. Congratulations. You knew when to bet on and when to bet against Zach, and it paid off for you, Christy. You're the big winner.
Thank you. Yay.
We're hooking you up with the Casting Crowns Thrive CD.
Awesome. Love them.
We are gonna read some email. Even though I don't read well, I think I might be dyslexic. So please don't make fun of the way I read. Wally at allwally.com is how you can hit me up with an email with whatever's on your mind. Like Jimmy did here. Says, hey, I've decided, Wally, that you are the Johnny Carson of the Christian radio world. Oh, that's better. Sometimes I get the Howard Stern. That's good. Carson was a legend. You make people laugh and you don't take yourself too seriously, just like him. This is kind of a breakdown of the show. Zach is the Ed McMahon. I can't help but laugh when you hear him laugh, and he laughs at everything you say, just like Ed did. Case in point.
Stop it!
I know you hate that. But yeah, you hate your laugh, but people love your laugh.
Drives me crazy.
Really?
Yeah. I have to turn it off when I hear it.
Really? It makes me happy. And it makes me happy that I'm making somebody laugh, because Betty doesn't laugh at me.
Are you talking?
Yeah, exactly. Betty Rock could be the Joan Rivers. She's so clever and unusual in the way that she puts things. Very funny and interesting.
Oh, thank you.
And then Becca, it's kind of an interesting choice for Becca. Becca could be any one of the guests.
Wow.
I know. I'm glad Becca wasn't here for this.
She's a celebrity?
Yeah, that's a better way of looking at it.
She's the movie star.
Yeah, but the justification is nice. She's always interesting, has unusual thoughts, and adds to the conversation. So there you go. That's Jimmy's analysis of the show. Hey, Wally, this is from Georgie. Will you still be teaching at CCU in approximately 7 years? I just wanted to know because I have to save up for college and I want to take your class. Very nice. I hope so. I hope I'm still there 7 years from now.
I'm glad someone wants to take your class.
Yeah, Betty Rock will still be in college 7 years from now.
No, I'm actually doing really good.
Are you? Doing really well? So now you're finishing up your class that you had over the Christmas holiday, and you're going into what next?
Math.
Oh,
I'm gonna need a lot of prayer.
Yeah. Now Zach could actually help you. I would be absolutely useless to you in math. I could help you write a paper or something, but I could not help you with math whatsoever.
I'm nervous about it. The only good thing about this class is that there are no papers.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's
and
a win.
You're taking it online, so no one can see you counting on your fingers. So that's good. Let me see. And then this one is about Betty, too. This is somebody that you named a cat for the other day. Yeah, Andrew says, hey, thanks so much. Just listen to the podcast, which you can get for free in the iTunes store or at allwally.com. And I'm taking the name that Betty gave into consideration. That was the one where she named it Miss Kitty. And Zach just had a dumb look on his face like, what? Betty does seem to be struggling a little lately with her cat naming abilities.
It's true.
I don't know what's happened to you because, Betty, you have that God-given gift to name cats, and you struggled the other day. Are you okay?
Well, here's the thing. That the devil is using Zach to get in my head.
I think so.
And you're trying to ruin my God-given abilities, Zach, because you sit there and you go... That's a dumb name.
It started with Jelly Belly when she named one Jelly Belly.
Which
I think Zach got off of the
Jelly Belly's a great name by itself, but it didn't match that cat. But Miss Kitty
he says.
Now, I will say, in fairness, Jim Henson named a pig Miss Piggy, so maybe you're right up there with the ranks of
a genius like Henson. Yeah.
Some information I could have used the other day.
Yeah, before you ruined her. Because now I'm really concerned about this because you had a gift, much like
I did.
Invisibility or flying or some superpower. Like I'd hate to see you
to that level.
I would. I'd hate to see you lose this gift. I'm gonna rest you on the cat naming for a little bit, like maybe the rest of the week. But I think we're going to need to come back strong next week.
Maybe on a day when Zach and Becca aren't here. But no, because then I'll be thinking they're listening to me and they're judging me. I don't know if I can
You're
ever
in your
come
own
back.
head right now.
I know, I don't think I can ever
you
come back.
have to, Rock. Maybe what we'll do next week to get us ready for this, or maybe even this week, is maybe we should do karaoke again. And that'll kind of get us back in the thing where we do the cat song and the ukulele together.
I don't know.
We'll work on a karaoke for this week. I think that'll get
Did I
you
really
warmed
have
up.
a choice? I don't think so.
Nope, you didn't. If you want to email me like these people did, it's always easy. Wally@allwally.com. All right, that's going to do it for your podcast today. We are missing Becca, obviously. She is in New York with her husband, and he tours with a country artist, so they're out. She got to go to the Seth Meyers taping.
That's so cool. Neat.
I'm so jealous. I would love to see that. That's one of the things, like, I've gone to New York a bunch of times, and I've seen Broadway shows and done pretty much, like, all the touristy stuff and a lot of fun things that New York has to offer, but I've never gotten to do a late-night show
because they're so hard to get.
Yeah, well, dude, one time I'm walking down the street because, like, right before it, they need to fill seats sometimes, and so this intern was like, hey, you want tickets to Letterman? I'm like, yeah, when is it? They're like, come back in, like, 2 hours, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, yeah, but I had Haley with me, and you have to be 18 or over.
Oh.
And so I'm like, I can't do it.
But I bet if you went back 2 hours later, there would be a huge line.
No, but they were going to give me tickets then. Like, they're going to give me...
tickets?
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's tickets, come back 2 hours for the taping.
I know that when we went to New York, we wanted to go see Jimmy Fallon,
Yeah.
and there were people that were standing, like, around buildings waiting to just get a ticket that just had a number on it, and if that number was drawn, you would get tickets.
A lottery for it?
See,
yeah.
that's why you need to charge for those tickets.
Yeah, and see, that's the difference between Fallon and Letterman at the end of his career.
Anyone?
Well, you'll get a sandwich?
I have tickets!
Yeah, like Fallon's like just killing it, so I could see that being a tough ticket to get. I would love to see a taping of the Jimmy Fallon show. I think the stuff he does is really funny. So, all right, well, Becca will be back with us, not tomorrow, but Friday, so she'll be back. The gang will be all back together, and that's going to do it for the podcast today. As always, thank you for being a potty.